Okay, 4 minutes in. This right here will be the preview of the Lionheart mini documentary series. I will introduce all the characters. As in characters, I mean by all the people. This is based on the true story, real life. Nothing made up. The only thing will be made up is that I won't use people's biological names, but I will use a name that they're known by other. And the only names that I will use that are biological names is the mothers and the fathers and the people that have nothing to do with certain things. Now, this, I wouldn't call it a story, but this is something life learning, a lesson, because it wasn't going to happen how it was supposed to happen, but it ended up happening out of what one young lion thought was betrayal. And with that, it sparked another lion, where it became two of them, and how they looked at certain things in the world and what they was living around. They wanted to change how they was living and how they people was living. And then they wanted to change the world. See, some people will look at the name Lionheart and they would just look at the name. But in the whole birth of Lionheart, the founders will know the mission. That's all they would know is the name. And for years upon years, Lionheart been in a cave. And what I mean by a cave, it wasn't in the public, and it may never still be in the public eye. But what Lionheart has is something that the world needs. First of all, it's no boundaries, it's no division, it's no holding back. So but it's respect that some don't have and some don't know. It's honor, it's family. And when I say family, I mean family that will fight. See, some people get it mistaken with their family of saying that it's family because it's blood, and they'll hold them down because they're family. But would you hold somebody down if you live in New York and somebody that's in China, would you care for them the same? Some people may not, but in Lionheart, they do. If you're in China and I'm in New York, we share something similar. And that's a love that can't be broken. Humans may break that, but Lionheart cannot break that bond. Now, the young lion that thought he was betrayed, he looked up to the elder lions in his neighborhood of Brooklyn and the Bronx, and thought some of them were superstars, celebrities. They had money, had cars. They gave him what he want, anything that he asked for, he got. But it was one thing that he asked for that he never got. And some people will say he asked for everything and he got everything. What was missing? Real love was missing. You know, because him looking at the elders before him, he only knew what he was around. But when he wanted to step outside of the box, he was ridiculed. He was cast out. Nobody didn't really want to talk to him because he thought different at a point in time. And it was shocking for many of the elders for a young lion to not think like this, but to jump outside the box and start thinking in multi-layers. Kid didn't know his full potential, but he knew that he wanted to be like the lions before him. He wanted to do everything they did, but he also wanted to be free. He wanted to step outside of that box and see the world. Some people was used to just seeing their world. When he stepped out the box, He was a stranger in his own home. He was once a prince, then became homeless. Nobody didn't want to take him in. And he didn't get mad. And what I mean by nobody didn't want to take him in, not as in a home. The love wasn't there no more with who he grew up around. They gave him the cold shoulder. He was out in the wilderness. Feel me? Now, with him getting the cold shoulder and being out in the wilderness alone, he grew tough skin where his emotions went dead and Kid told his cousin one day, he said they laughed at me before, but I have something that the world wouldn't laugh at no more. So Kid, talking to his cousin Spaz, he asked him one day, he said, "What do you got?" He said, "I don't know yet, but I feel it." Spaz told Kid, he said, "Whatever you come up with, I'm gonna ride with you forever, cuz." He said, "We family." Kid told Spaz, "You better live on that." So, days went by. Days went by, Kid is there thinking, what is this he's thinking to create? What is this he's thinking to do? Now, he was thinking that since everybody that he thought he loved gave him the cold shoulder, made him feel down, he said he'll create his own family to make him feel warm and up. And he went back to his cousin's Spaz and he told him, he said, "I got it." He said, "I don't have no name right now." He said, "But I could surely bet you we gonna have a name." Two cousins, their mothers and sisters. So, as days go by, they continue to play in the park, playing basketball. No matter what happened, I'm gonna make sure I be the biggest lion of them all. Spaz told Kid, You must got a lot of heart. So, with him saying that, kid said, I got it. Spaz said, what do you got? Said, I got the name. He said, I am what you am. You are what I am. He said, we the same, but we still hold two. But he said, we still on the same mission. So Spaz is kind of confused. He's saying, break that down to me regular. I don't understand what you're talking about. So Kid told Spaz, he said, whatever I go with, you're gonna go with. But I'm gonna make sure you okay. He said, if I smoke, you smoke. We both smoke. We all smoke. He said, okay. Now, Spaz looked at him and he said, say that one more time. He said, if I smoke, you smoke. We all smoke. We smoking the same. So Spaz asked Kid, he said, what's the name you came up with? He said, didn't you tell me I must have a big heart or something thinking about what I'm thinking about? Spaz said, yeah. So Kid told him straight up. He said, I'll take the big out. He said, we'll keep the lion. He said, and the heart gonna stay. So he said, what do you mean? He said, we living, but some may not understand. He said, but we get it. He said, we gonna get out of our struggle. And it's gonna be different. It ain't gonna be the same. Spaz told him, what do you mean? He said, we ain't gonna be looking up to people no more. We gonna be the ones they look up to. We would not be asking no more. We go get what we need. We will help each other. Use my brother, I'm your brother. What I want for you is to see you shine. I don't want to see you down. So Spaz asked Kid, what are we gonna do? Kid told him, we're gonna change the world in our way. We're going to make sure that we're okay. That we don't have to ask nobody for nothing. And we don't have to beg nobody for nothing. That we stand on our own and we stand strong and we stand independent. Nobody takes nothing from here. And nobody brings nothing in here but Lionheart. Spaz said, cuz we going all the way to Zion. Don't matter what. It's Lionheart. Now, Kid and Spaz knew each other since they both came from their mother's womb. Connected like hot and cold from water pipes. Kid is the hothead. Spaz is the cool, calm water. The cool glass. While Kid is the hot tea. And with both of them together, you got a superpower of what you call Lionheart first. And Kid knew all along what he was programming and what he was doing. His cousin was following along. He was following along to ride for his cousin, ride for his family, and don't matter what, he was going to continue to follow his cousin. No ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes. He was going to ride not behind him, but beside him. And it wasn't nothing for them to speak about holding each other down, because this was something that was programmed into them from they was kids, from they was infants. They was babies in a crib together, little cubs together, had a bond together that can never be broken. Kid and Spaz. Two cousins, but more like brothers. Now, they had two other boy cousins. One named Ace and one named Black. Now, I would say Ace and Black were similar to Kid and Spaz, but they was, I will say, somewhat different, because you had Ace, he was the artist. Could have come up with something very quick in his mind and draw the plan out. And you had Spaz. Excuse me. You had Black. He was the brother that, out of all four of them, he's the force. He's the enforcer. He is the don't play around. I'm coming to tear everything down. I own this town. He is I'm gonna take your lady. I'm gonna drink your coffee. You know, Black was not the bully, but you couldn't mess with him or his family. You didn't mess with Lionheart when it came to Black. You didn't mess with Lionheart when it came to none of them. They each had their own love for Lionheart, and you can't say who loved it more or who loved it less, because it would be like more of an equal love. But when it came to somebody putting the life around the place, you can say that was Kid. He made sure wherever he went, Lionheart was there. The energy is there. And it's not no bad energy or negative energy, because this is the beginning of this Lionheart mini documentary series. And within this series, for sure, you may learn a lot of lessons, because some people are in jail for a long time. Some people passed away. Some people are in hospital beds. Some people are mothers, fathers. Some people are homeless. You know, like, a lot of things happen. And how some people could close some documentaries, this story is still living. You know, this story is still going on, where Jarastafari, the original four, are still alive and kicking. Many things changed in their lives, but I am proud to say that they're still alive. And none of them are in jail. And they have their head on their shoulder. Now let me continue. Now, Ace is somewhat like Spaz, but they're different, you know, because Spaz is cool, calm, you know, collective. Ace is cool, calm, collective too, but he could get angry, mad, sick, miserable. He has that side in him where his lion will come out and it'll be night night. You know, you'll see black and brown. Now, but he's a good-hearted Lion, he's a good-hearted soul. Ace is a good one. 4 is up. Now Black. That's Ace brother. You know. These are all 4 cousins that grew up with each other. And starting from kid, he's the oldest cousin out of all of them. He wanted to protect his cousins and protect himself from the world they was living in, and the best way he thought to do that was to build an army. And he started with 3 other than him, which equals up to 4. But he gathered people that had a different type of heart. He gathered those that he seen was different. The people that you couldn't understand, but they understand you. People that seen things different. And as time went by, he gathered over 25 people into what he called Lionheart Foundation. This is the preview of part 1. I will be giving you part 1 next of the Lionheart mini documentary series. Thank you to everybody.